Imagine this situation. October 18 of 2023. You just got your salary from the previous month. Ethereum is at 1.6K. You heard about people on Twitter screaming, bull market is coming. You've seen that Ethereum retraced by 26%, and you're telling to yourself, well, it cannot get worse, could it? Now, I'm going to buy Ethereum right here. You become a hodler. You put $10,000 on this price, and you bet Ethereum to go up. You believe in the long-term view. Now, you wait, and what's going on? Ethereum is actually going up from your initial price. You just waited about 1.5 months to 2 months. Ethereum is now $2,200. You basically in a 44% profit. You're the smart dude. You outsmarted the market. You bought at the right time. What do? Nah, you're not gonna sell. You're a hodler. You buy even more at this price because you believe. Now you wait a little bit more. Ethereum is doing nothing. It's consolidating. You're checking your portfolio every single day. Nothing is happening in the market. It's January 2024. You wait a little bit more. Still nothing. Oh, wow. Crazy. Ethereum is jumping to 2.8K. Well, that is crazy. You must put a little bit more money. 2 of your positions are in the profit right now. You are making money. You wait a little bit more, and Ethereum is just exploding. Now, it's 12th of March, 2024. Your initial position more than doubled in value. Your second position actually almost doubled, and your third position is currently in a fat profit. Well, things looking amazing, but you're not selling because you're a hodler. You're smarter than the market because all your position in a profit, and you want to make more money. Now, what do? Obviously, you're going to put a little bit more money, right? You're going to put more, maybe even more than your first investment. Now, you put more money and you wait. Well, Ethereum went down by more than 20%, but that's fine. You've seen that in the past. That's not a big deal. It's a bull market, right? You wait a little bit more, and you see Ethereum actually going back to your previous investment. Now, it's 14th of May, 2024, and you say, hey, now Ethereum is at 3K once again, 2.9K. Well, I'm going to put a little bit more. So, well, this position doesn't feel that it's in a loss. And then you wait one more time. Now you wait, and there's nothing really happening throughout the year. You wait a little bit more, and well, you see Ethereum actually going down. That is crazy. Now you have to put a little bit more money, right? You have to put the money so that these 2 positions that are in a loss, you're basically averaging your entry price. And you wait a bit more. You're a hodler. You are here for the long term. Now Ethereum is doing nothing. The days are passing. Finally, it started to go up. Well, finally, your 2 last positions are in profit once again. Now, good times are back. You're a hodler. Don't forget it. Now, Ethereum is going back to the all-time highs. It's smashing the 4K. All your positions are in the profit. Well, that's wonderful, is it? Now, maybe you're going to put a little bit more, but you're still waiting. You're still waiting for that confirmation, right? Now, oh, it just dropped a little bit more, but that's nothing. You've seen it before. It should come back to the 4K very soon. Oh, whoa, what's going on? Ethereum is dropping? Is it the reality? Oh, damn. And at some point, Ethereum went to 1.9K, which is just slightly more than your initial investment. Now, you think to yourself, should you sell right now? Should you sell in a loss? Because remember, you invested multiple times and you wanted to wait until the bull market top. But the reality is, you never know when the bull market top will occur, do you? Now, what you do, you put a little bit more money because you think that must be the best opportunity to invest in Ethereum. Now you wait a bit more and Ethereum drops even more to 1.5 thousand. Now you don't really feel good, right? It's the April of 2025. And what do you do right now? How does it make you feel holding Ethereum and being in a loss after 2 years of investing, and after checking your phone every single time? Are you going to sell right now or are you going to wait? Now, the good thing is that we are not in April 2025. We're actually in May, where Ethereum is at 2.6K. Now, if you really made all these investments at the specified times, you invested at 2.1, at 2.2, at 2.8, somewhere there at 2.3, at 1.6, and at 4K, you're most probably just about break even. You're not making any money, but you're also not in a loss. But the reality is you just spent 3 years and you're at break even. You spent a lot of time, You put your money into the coin and currently feel invested into the token. You feel invested into the crypto market, but you're really not sure about the future. Well, that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's how every single hodler feels. Because hodlers, they don't have a proper strategy. They hold until they will become rich, but they don't have the exact number in their place and they don't have a strategy to sell. This is a destructive mindset, and you're never gonna make money if you call yourself a hodler. Hodlers only lose money to people like me who are investing and trading. Now, investing is different from hodling because when you're investing, you actually have a proper strategy. And in this video, I want to show the strategy that I follow. If you watched my previous video, you know that I'm a cycle trader and I believe in cycles and I trade and invest into cycle strategies. Now, at the bottom of the screen right now, you can see 4 cycle indicators, and each of them showing how the financial asset, in this situation Ethereum, is performing over different time frames. Now, my logic here is pretty simple. I sell when I see that the 2-weekly cycle meets the 1-week cycle above 80. That's my selling zones. That's where I want to get rid of any crypto that I have. Now, this happens just a couple of times per year, in most cases 2 times per year, sometimes even 1. But that's enough because this is a clear signal that, hey, the crypto market is too hot. It's about to get dirty. Now, sometimes, reality is that you'll never sell the top. All you have to wait until the 2-week cycle actually is at the top, and the 1-week cycle is either meeting the 2-week cycle or is actually slowly going down. Well, you understand that this zone is actually a good zone to sell. That is the strategy that I use. Now, if we applied it to the current Ethereum chart, I'm still not selling and I'm waiting until this 2-week cycle will go above 80, gonna meet the 1-week cycle there, and somewhere there, I'm going to get rid of my coins because I will expect that we will spend the rest of the time falling down. This is what investors do. They have a certain indicator or certain strategy in place and they sell their coins maybe once, twice, or 3 times per year. So I wouldn't call that trading because they don't actively trade. They don't have to supervise the market every single day or even have every single week. But a couple of times a year, they have to make strategic decisions when they allocate a higher percentage of their capital into investments. Same for the buying indicators. I buy whenever the 2-week cycle indicator meets the 1-week cycle indicator. This is this area. This is also this area. And this is also this area. This is where I put the money. And this, at the top of the 2-week cycle, this is where I sell. It doesn't matter the price, it's just the strategy that I follow as an investor. That's how investors behave. Now you see there is a big difference between investor and hodler. Hodler, no strategy. Investor, a proper strategy that he simply puts the money and he waits until the sell signal occurs. Is the investor going to be profitable every single time? No. Indicators are different. Some indicators are better, some are worse. But when you have a strategy in place, you're going to follow it and you will be able to calculate your gains. Now, how profitable is to be an investor in crypto? The answer is very. If you apply a cycle strategy, the one that I have, you're going to make a lot of money. You don't even need meme coins and you don't need any small cap coins. You can simply stay with Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Polygon. There's big coins. Well, Polygon is a bad example actually. But the coins with a high market cap that have a lot of volume and that are not that easily manipulated like the smaller coins. Now, every single time you buy, you're almost guaranteed to have a profit. However, you only have profit when you follow the strategy and you sell. You see, in these 2.5 years, you only had 3 buys and 3 sell, and you didn't even have the third sell. So only bought 3 times, you sold twice. Now, as an investor, you're usually less patient. As an investor, you have to be more patient. You don't have to rush into the market, and you have to be okay performing just a couple of trades every single year. Now, as a trader, you're extremely impatient. And as a trader, you want to have a strategy. You want to enter the market in the morning and then you want to maybe leave the market and close your position in the evening because you want to see the profit at the end of the day because you want to spend the money. And for this, you have to have a short-term strategies or intraday trading strategies. Now, I also have one of these strategies based on cycles where I have developed the sell short and buy long signals. These signals are trading signals. These signals happen every 1 to 2 days, and they tell me when should I enter the market and when should I exit the market. I combine the strategy with the cycle indicators that you can see at the bottom of the screen. I don't need that many indicators to be realistic with you. I just need one cycle indicator just to show me where it's going, whether it's going up or it's going down. And I simply follow my strategy. I start shorting, I close my short, I open long, I close my long, open short. Again, I close my short, I open long, and I go from one to another place. Now, when I trade, I don't put a high percentage of my capital. When I invest into a market, I put much higher percentage of capital and then I wait half a year, 8 months or 9 months to basically sell. But when I trade, I use 1 to 2 to maximum 3% of my capital. And on one trade, I can actually make 6%. On another trade, I can make maybe 4%. And sometimes, of course, I can also make negative trades where I lose about 2 to 3%. What is important for me is that I have more wins than I have losses, and then in the end, that my realized P&L is a positive number. So which one is better, the hodler, the trader, or the investor? The reality is somewhere between the trader and the investor. You want to have some portion of your capital invested in the market, and you also want to trade because cryptocurrencies are very volatile. If you find the right strategy and you stick to it, you can actually make good amount of money. Now, I found this strategy just a couple of years ago, and I'm simply using this strategy to trade. But when I started this strategy, I didn't look back. I simply used this strategy for trading. I also invest into coins and I hold them for a little while. However, my main goal is actually to trade, to enter the market and to exit the market and to have profit at the end of the day. The reality is that cryptocurrencies are very volatile and they change super rapidly. Now, Ethereum is relevant today, but it might not be relevant in a few years. Nobody can answer the question whether it's actually worth having invested in this coin and holding it for years. That's why I never hold any crypto longer than 1 year. And usually when I trade, I never hold anything longer than a week or 10 days because that's basically how it works for me. If you take a look at coins like Luna, Mantra, many other coins, they simply lost 99% within a few days and you can really do nothing about as a trader. That's why once you develop a system or once you find an algorithm that's working for you, you stick to it and you simply continue on making money. If you want to get access to these buy and sell signals that you can see on the screen right now, all you have to do is go to strategymaster.io. First of all, I don't recommend getting the paid plan. I just simply recommend you to subscribe for the free newsletter where I talk about cycles, where I show how I apply cycle indicators. I interpret the cycle indicators in my own way, and I teach how to think when you're trading and when you're investing into the market. With the free plan, you also get access to one of my cycle indicators that you can apply to any other coin and start making money. Once you feel comfortable and you want to go deeper into a trading and investing level, and you want to get access to this strategy right here that you can see on the screen, you can get a subscription for $49 a month by clicking it here and purchasing it through the site. And if you already have a strategy and you just want to start trading, I recommend to go to BTCC Crypto Exchange. You will find the link in the description down below and get the 10% deposit bonus. You use my link, deposit using my link. If you put $1,000, you'll get 100. If you put 5K, you're going to get $500 completely for free, which means that you don't even need to use your money. Use this money to trade. If you lose money, you just lose the money of the exchange. You don't lose your own money. So basically, the risk is very, very low for you. You also profit from lower trading fees, and you can trade more than 300 crypto futures. That's basically why I selected BTCC. I like free money, and I like the choice that they provide me. Also, there is no VPN, and I can get stocks. I don't trade much stocks, actually, because crypto is much more volatile. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the cycle strategy, you want to learn more about trading and investing, simply put your comment in the comment section and I will answer to you very quickly. See you in the next one.